Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Psychic here with Micah for NECC Overwatch with our green team tonight. Our CSU Vikes are going to be going up against Boston University, and I'm excited to see how that ends up going. Micah, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling excited. Depending on how the comps go, it could go either way. Dive or poke either way.
I've been a real fan of the compositions as of late. I think Juno, as much as the orbital laser might need a little bit of a tweak, I think that she's a really interesting character, and I'm excited to see a little bit more of Juno play later on tonight because I'm expecting to see it. We're going to be just right back with the gameplay itself in just a little bit. Feel free to stay tuned, and we've got a match upcoming afterwards, or maybe on the second channel, but we'll keep you posted. See you then. That's running. Perfect.
The only problem I have Juno's.
Alrighty, so we are in the midst of the map ban for this first round. I believe that this is control points. CSU 10, I feel like we usually just tend to see a bit of a gentleman's to Lijiang here. However, I'm not sure if that's going to be where we're going. We're currently... Ooh!
Oh, going to Ilios.
Ilios! How do you feel about this map?
Well, if it's well, then I'll be surprised to see if there isn't any crowd control like Hog or Lucio, anything that can just boop.
I'm a huge fan of the well point. I think that it's always interesting to see people adjust their compositions to like accommodate the fact that like the point literally has a massive hole
It's a giant
in the middle.
hole, and if you fall down,
You're done. It doesn't matter how much health you have. It doesn't matter what kind of tank you are. You're done. Go home.
If you can't fly or climb, then you're kind of screwed.
Exactly. Now with the other points, I think that the I'm awful with the proper names for these points, but the one that's right next to the edge of the map, that's Lighthouse. Thank you so much. I think that could be very interesting. I think that a lot of this map could end up coming down to who's able to get there first and who's able to set up a defense that holds it very aggressively. And I'm interested to see how that ends up going down.
But so yeah, map choice does impact a lot how your comp plays. So
absolutely, I think the interaction between characters and map is always a really interesting thing, especially when it is a team that is trying to win back their own momentum.
And it looks like it is in fact well.
Okay. I don't know if we're gonna see Hog per se. I know we're definitely seeing Lucio. We're seeing some sort of a Lucio on both of these teams, but I don't know if Hog is the correct play. He's not well positioned, I don't think, right now.
Looks like one of our players is having trouble loading in.
Not where you want to be. I feel like we were having that, or an opponent was having that problem last time. Seems like we are having it now, and we're also going to see the Life Weaver come out from IRU1, the forbidden secret tactic that only ever shows up in the pre-round game.
And now there's a Samba on top of the hamster.
Listen, I wish Ball was better, honestly. I love this character.
I mean, he is a dive tank, so you really need to play with him. If you want, then yeah, he's kind of...
He's not good, but like...
Yeah, he's not
he
good,
could be better.
Bad.
Like, he's not bad.
Yeah.
I think that he's like...
I've definitely had games of the Ball absolutely messing up the entire team before.
We have a very fun clip of Ball, and it's my favorite thing that I've ever commentated.
It's always funny to see that hamster ragdoll after the
Genuinely! They just put a hamster in this game. It's the first smart thing that Blizzard has done. We're still having a little bit of connection trouble. I think it's Muhiki. Muhiki's currently not able to get into the game. Wondering what's going on. Not sure. Alright, we're gonna go to a BRB while we are waiting for Muhiki to be able to get into the game. We will be right back, so stay tuned, don't touch that dial. Although your computer probably doesn't have those, but we'll see you then.
Pleasure. Hop on. Ngay sahai.
Greetings. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
Watch out.
Alrighty.
Another divorce.
Another divorce. Unfortunately, having a little bit of marital trouble in the chat, but we are back and running. Time Monster, I see you shaking your head. But we are back and running here on Well in Ilios. Map 1 for this match between NECC, or in NECC, Boston versus CSU.
Oh, surprising.
Interesting. We're going to see a pretty conventional composition from CSU, and we're not going to see we're not seeing the last character picked here, but at the same time, every time I've commented on character picks before the round actually starts, somebody changes.
It do be like that.
It's the experience. How do you feel about this?
The team comps are certainly interesting. Not surprised to see Juno. But see, yeah, I'm not surprised to see Juno and Ramatra, but certainly interesting team comp.
So that tends to be a lot of what we're seeing right now. Ramatra is very powerful in this situation, and Juno is just a character who gives you a lot of the value of Lucio in your ability to roll out, while also having a lot of power when it comes to just raw healing out there.
Yeah, you have the speed and healing from Lucio, just not the crowd control, so you probably won't see too many.
I think it's the level of crowd control, and then also the consistency, where you're getting the speed boost from the ring, but then you're also just getting it from, instead of just getting it from area. And we're going to see a bit of interaction here. CSU trying to push onto the point, but we're not going to see them able. Wall goes up from Alizu here.
Winston's kind of dying. Oh, there you go.
There he goes. That's major for CSU. If they're able to roll this into another pick, this could be very, very dangerous for Boston. And talking about those picks that are dedicated to Well, can Brig pull people in?
No, she does the opposite. She pushes them away.
I forgot about the shield bash. I was too busy thinking about the whip. And that's going to be CSU forcing back a bunch of players from Boston.
Yeah.
This is typically what you want to see. Teams will take the point and then be able to push up a little bit here. And with CSU not taking any losses, that's some serious ultimate advantage.
The monkey, though, he has quite a bit because he was just in the middle dying.
Absolutely, although he's...
So you might see a few environmental kills from there.
I think definitely possible that Primal Rage could be a major factor, but at the same time, the highest ultimate here is going to be Ukiki with the Orbital Laser, and that is just the button that wins the interaction.
Yeah,
so
and then there's Big E right behind him.
Absolutely. I think Boston needs to be super, super aware that they are in a disadvantage when it comes to percentage on Orbital Laser. It's such a powerful ultimate in this current metagame. However, that first one's going to come down. We're going to see the Orbital Laser come down with Captain Cookie having access to the... Ooh.
Unfortunately, it wasn't soon enough.
Unfortunate with CSU going down and losing it.
So now we only have one support ult.
It's really not where you want to be. That's the only time I'm going to say that in like the next set. But that's not a good position for CSU because now they're at an ultimate disadvantage. Granted, they're not too far behind, but they don't have access to these on call. They're all very close, but they're low percentage, and that's going to be the Pulse Bomb on Irely 1, and that's not what you want at all, because that's just going to take you out of the fight and mean that this Tracer has a lot of advantage.
Monster's just barely in the lead, and I don't think it's going to last much longer.
Forces out the Primal Rage at the very least. Ramatra Alizu here trying to survive anything.
Living.
There goes Captain Cookie.
He's going in with the ult.
The punches. Throwing hands with everybody on the opposing team. There goes the Cassidy.
That shows the power of a well-timed ult. It can literally turn the entire game.
I think that was incredibly impressive from CSU because look at the ults right now. It's back in CSU's favor. I feel like CSU is a team that is consistently able to play very, very smart with ultimate advantage. Where if you are too loose with your ultimates against CSU, they're going to eat you alive. They're going to beat through it, and you're not going to get to use your value.
They have a Winston that's trying to go in the back and disrupt them. That keeps on just feeding their ult advantage even more.
Yeah, I think that you might have to reconsider this Winston pick. I don't know if I entirely like it. I understand where they're coming from, but I feel like jumping behind a team as coordinated as CSU might end up giving you a bit of trouble.
Yeah, if they want to play a dive tank, then they probably could switch to Diva.
I think that if they're going to play dive tanks, I think they need to have characters who can dive with him.
Yeah, it might as well be a dive comp, yeah, because, yeah, other than their Junos, no one else can really, other than Juno and Tracer, no one else can really support him.
They're like, this Tracer can be in, but like this Cassidy's in the back line, this Juno's probably trying to heal, and like can be in, but like also, where's Brig gonna be?
I mean, unless they're with Brig, yeah, we have to pick and choose who they're gonna be with. Be with Brig for her heals, or be with Winston for being a tank.
I think that it wasn't the right pick, and I think that it's being shown right here and now. Orbital Laser coming down from Wihiki. This could be over. There goes the tank.
Winston of all characters going down the hole.
Bob coming in and doing something. And that's going to be everybody aside from the Juno going down. And that's going to be CSU taking the first round. That was pretty impressive. CSU had a little bit of a shaky moment,
Yeah.
but they were able to come back given their ability to play through an ultimate disadvantage by just forcing them out, forcing Boston to use ultimates in suboptimal positions. And we're going to Lighthouse.
Ramacha is showing precisely why he's meta with that fucking. Oops, sorry.
Oops, something goes in the jar. Don't worry, it happens.
But with that well-timed ult, and his tanking just allowing him to live long enough for his supports to get to him.
I agree absolutely. I think that Ramacha right now is very well positioned because I feel like he's a very adaptable tank.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like he is fundamentally a very pokey character. He wants to sort of be in a position where he can drop the shield, make you slow down, beam you with his bullets, but then he also has the ability to go into Rampage and just start punching you.
Yeah.
And like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to get punched in the face by Ramacha.
Yeah, and with the fact that it goes through shields, there's not much you can hide from it unless you're going kind of wrong. And they have speed, it's kind of hard.
I think that might be part of why the Winston might be here, because, like, granted, he can still punch through the dome, but a lot of the dome isn't for the other tank.
Yeah.
We're gonna see a bit of trading here, but I will be one going down alongside the Tracer from the opponents. He trying to get on point, trying to get some damage in, or never mind, trying to heal in.
That's the healer. Yeah, that's
I saw,
our team.
I saw red and I thought something was going on.
It'd be like that. About to say Monkey just on top of the point, not doing else. Never mind.
Trying to drop in here, trying to get a kill on Muhiki. Muhiki flying away here.
Oh, never mind.
Ouch.
He got the snipe.
Not where you want to be, but at the same time, CSU is going to be able to try and hold this point. That's Alizu on the point, taking down Captain Cookie.
Ooh, he almost got off the map.
Also going to be a down from both the Tracer and the opposing Juno. Boston is probably going to have to back up and regroup here, even if this Brig really wants blood. Never mind. I thought more people were on the point. That might be stupid.
Yeah. You're about to say they took us out. It was not the other way around.
At the very least, it's CSU at 32% going into a recontest. Maybe a little bit shaky given the fact that Captain Cookie is currently on 90% to Primal. But I think that it's a much less volatile point for Primal.
Yeah, since it's an indoor point, it's gonna be a lot harder to take advantage of those. They being by the edge. So
I mean, at the same time, it is still it's still a free health, which is nice. But
but he might stop before you can even take advantage of it. Never mind.
that's going to force out the Primal Rage. At the very least, gets it out of the table. But that's going to be CSU taking some losses from it. Maybe not where you want to be, but at the same time, I don't think CSU's out of it.
He's half health and in their spawn. He might die here though, and that might be the push that they need.
CSU currently shredding him, and that's going to be Captain Cookie down. I think you have to read
like
correctly. Muhiki going after the other Juno. There can only be one, playing on some real Highlander rules.
And now our Juno has his own.
Muhiki's got access to that orbital laser, and it really is Go-Go Gadget win the interaction.
Someone's stalling. Hold on. Someone's stalling and not letting him get the point that easily. Okay, there you go.
I know I've been...
Hey, either way.
Listen, he did something. He's always on. You know what he does. We're gonna see a bit of interaction with Captain Junior. Captain Junior gets forced out by this Tracer and the Winston at the same time. It's very, very painful to deal with.
The rally going out to take care of this Tracer up. And now we just falling back, going back to the team.
A little bit painful. There goes the Juno ultimate here from Muhiki. Ghostface currently has access to the Blizzard. Speak of the devil, and he will appear.
Blizzard on the point. Not much they can do about that.
I think Blizzard here is a really good play, having access to just such a character.
Oh, but it looks. Oh. Ramacha's not enough without those supports.
Unfortunately, going to go down. Unfortunately, the meta can't save you when it is 3v1.
Yeah, unless you're Malga. Not my fault they made him immortal.
He needs it. A little bit of a scary position for CSU, but at the same time, Captain Junior coming up on that Bob real quick. I think that Bob on this point could be really, really vicious. Throwing him into the it's a room, so you just throw him into the room, and I feel like you're in big, big trouble.
Someone needs healing.
We're gonna see Alice switch over to the Diva. I can definitely understand it. I think that trying to counter this Winston is definitely an option here. So we have health on Captain Cookie. Stun from someone. I couldn't quite see who hit it. Bunch of interaction. Bob going down from Captain Junior.
On us down.
Ooh, ouch. That's the Juno down, but 3 of CSU's players also took a major, major hit.
This might be map 2. Yeah, that's map 2.
I think that's gonna main map. Yeah, that's map 2. A little bit painful, but definitely not the end of the world. CSU is currently in 1-1, going to game point. What's the third map again? Or third point?
Lighthouse.
Ruins.
Oh yeah, Ruins, yeah.
How do you feel about this? How do you think CSU is going to play into this point?
on villains, it's interesting because there's a lot less environmental worry that you have to do about the other maps, but there are also quite a few flanks that you could take going around the sides.
I think there's a lot of flanks, and I also I'm interested to see how this ends up going down. I think the Winston is going to be very, very potent here, just given the fact of that jump is going to let you get so many different places because there's so much high ground on this point.
There's about 5 different high ground points just around the point alone.
And 5 is being conservative. There's a million on the map itself. We see CSU rolling out, switching over to the Ana.
No Juno, so they do have the time disadvantage.
To my understanding, that is going to be, I think that's a comfort pick from NECC.
Hey, if that's what they need, then that's what they need. Sometimes you just need to fall back on the main.
I definitely believe that we're going to see the Widowmaker from Boston here, trying to get some shots in, but Captain Cookie's going to go end up going down.
The entire team taking down the Winston. That's something you don't see every day.
I mean, honestly, I like it. I like the teamwork. I like just shredding the monkey.
Yep, and CSU taking the point early.
See, Alizu dropping the shield to force the Widowmaker off of the sight line. I like it.
Monkey going on the high ground, trying to get some snipes off by the seams of it.
Trying to find an opening, I'd assume.
Let's say Juno just using him as a charge, as an ult battery.
Ouch, that's gonna be
But that was
CSU.
too late.
Alizu took a pretty heavy hit here. Not getting. Never mind.
Junior got killed by the auto wall.
Bunch of trades. We're currently in the midst of it, with CSU maybe coming out on top with the kill on the Tracer alongside the Brig. But Alizu taking some major damage, just barely getting healing in time.
We have the support, so they did get him.
That's why you need supports, and that's why it's so detrimental when those supports go down.
Thankfully, they were hiding, though, so it was actually the DPS who went down.
I'm honestly really liking this counterplay to the Widowmaker. It feels like CSU is very aware of where this sight line is and where the negative spaces this Widowmaker can handle.
Plus, this Winston didn't too much like the supports.
Ouch, that's going to be a trade on supports, but CSU is going to end up coming out on top, killing both of them.
Never mind, she died.
Unfortunate.
The wall hack's coming out. Let's see if she can get a pick.
Honest, currently playing very dishonestly with the wall hacks. CSU taking a bit of losses here, but we're still going to see them fighting strong. I don't think so, but at the same time, we're looking at some pretty scary ultimates on the side of CSU. That's going to be an Annihilation, that's going to be a Rally, that's going to be a Nano.
Yeah, and they're at 71% already, so they don't have to hold the point for that much longer.
If they can retake it, and then force them back off of it, I think that CSU is in a very, very powerful position, taking a moment to just wait and figure out what they're going to do here.
Tracer trying to take some pop shots over there off to the left.
Captain Junior holding on that sight line to try and keep that Tracer at bay.
Messed up dynamite, we all have those.
Unfortunately, going to get clipped by the invisible walls.
Oh,
The Nano forcing out the Primal Rage here, forces out the Rally, and then there's going to be the Nano on Captain Junior.
Exchange is coming in. There's gonna be a blizzard.
Extreme low health. There goes the Lucio.
There's gonna be a blizzard soon.
I'm definitely ready for it. I think that's going to be real major if they can save it. There goes Captain Cookie. CSU might be able to take this without having to use the Annihilation or the Blizzard, which is incredibly powerful because both of those ultimates really control space.
Certainly isn't making it easy though.
Yeah, I mean they've got to stay on the point.
Now the Widow.
The Widow jumping in, trying to play a little.
But now it's a little too late. They already had the point. They could just hid.
Unfortunate for the Widowmaker, but very fortunate for CSU. Currently holding on to a Blizzard and an Annihilation into this recontest. Boston is going to really have to play to their best option, but they do have access to that Juno Orbital Laser, which could be pretty major if they're able to get a good situation to drop it.
Yeah, but that enough to go into Bob, Annihilation, and Blizzard, though?
If there's one thing I've learned, don't count out Orbital Laser. That thing is terrifying. At the same Unfortunately, not going to be able to get the sleep off, but they're going to go into overtime. Currently holding on to the ultimates. There goes Bob. He's doing something. There goes the Juno.
There's the beat.
Forces out the beat. This could be very good for CSU.
Still holding on the Blizzard, so we still have that in our pocket.
I feel like it's holding on to it for a very long time. However, at the same time, I don't know if this Widowmaker is going to be able to do it alone with CSU taking the point along with the first round and the insult to injury Blizzard from Ghostface. That was good. That was real good from CSU. They had a little bit of a
teams.
Absolutely. They had a real shaky middle game, but at the same time,
Not surprising.
not surprising whatsoever. Alizu feels like any time this character, like Alizu, normally I feel like we're seeing them on the flex support, but after a little bit of a drop from CSU, we've ended up having Alizu as tank, and it's terrifying. I believe that's primary role. Yeah, and I believe it, frankly.
Alright, then now we're waiting for the next map pick.
We're going to hybrid.
Yeah, I don't remember the
Believe it's
rotations.
It's different for every. It's
But
literally.
yeah, last year it was control, then push, I think, because it was new then. So, yeah,
I
don't
think
remember.
every division decides to go for a different order for these. Where do you think you want to go? Let's say it's hybrid, just for the sake of discussion.
For hybrid, I love me some King's Row. I'm a Junkrat main personally, so I love taking advantage of all those high grounds.
I mean, I can believe it. CSU has a little bit of a love-hate relationship. We're gonna have Time Monster getting a little bit mad at the mention of King's Row. I feel like if you go into a bathroom, turn off the lights, and say King's Row 3 times, Time Monster will in fact appear and will be very stern with you.
I'm about to say, you'd hate my coach from last year, from when I was in high school, because he loved himself some King's Row as well. Damn.
Unfortunate, we're gonna see a little bit of information. CSU has like a 3-16 record on King's Row, which is not what you want to see. But at the same time, I feel like we played better like that. If you okay. Fair enough.
I think King's Row is just cursed for CSU by the seems of it.
It's not our best map, but it's one that I feel like we go to a lot. Honestly, I'm trying to think of the push map specifically. Esperanza? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
That's just payload.
I know the payload map's a lot better than
Oh,
the
not
push.
Esperanza. Yeah, I was confused that with
Sure it's
Dorado.
hybrid.
I don't know why I always confuse that with Dorado for some reason.
I feel like CSU's composition right now could be really, really good on Esperanza, just given the fact.
Oh, we're going payload. So,
Oh, it's payload.
So it could be Dorado. Okay.
They're gonna.
They picks.
Why do we gotta hate Circuit Royale? It's.
Woo! Yeah, man, Circuit Royale! I hate Circuit Royale!
Thank you, Time Monster.
As you can tell, we have a fan of the band pick.
I don't know what. That map was cool, and you know it.
Circuit Royale?
Yeah, it was so. When people started doing the Life Weaver trick, it was the coolest thing ever.
I had to play Circuit Royale!
And I got to commentate it. It was fun.
Lucky you.
Yeah. Cry about it. You're in the booth now too. Start rooting for Circuit Royale.
Nah, he's too scarred.
Never.
He's scarred from it.
All right, we're gonna go to Dorado. Actually, how do you feel about this?
I actually love Dorado. Again, as a Junkrat, I mean, there are lots of trap spots that people just don't expect to, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many times people just walk in traps as a Junkrat.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely believe it. There's a lot of I feel like there's a lot of doorways that you can place it in that people aren't going to expect it. And there's also just a lot of high ground. So, like, characters like Winston, characters who have that vertical mobility are really going to be able to put a lot of hurt on. I wonder if we might see it like a Baptiste.
He'd be very useful for the high ground, being able to jump up and heal people. And that mortality field is no joke. If you can't get rid of that soon, then, yeah.
I mean, also at the same time, it's not broke, don't fix it. That Juno Grig was doing some pretty heavy work. And although Griffin, we did end up switching over to the Juno Ana.
Yeah. But say Brig might have some problem with the high ground if that's the case.
Yeah, maybe. A little information.
That's true.
Dive comps are probably going to end up being what we see for this one. Which isn't that surprising. This is a very mobility-focused map.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and here we go. Let's see if we have technical issues this time. Nope.
I think we're good unless we jinxed it.
Okay, yep, looks like everything's good.
Alright, wonderful.
Just waiting for them to start the game.
Alrighty, we're just having a couple of people load in here.
There we go.
Initiating match. Wondering to see who's going to be on the fence first. We get a little bit of information here. Muhiki and Ghostface are probably going to end up swapping roles here. So we're going to see Muhiki on DPS here, which is going to be real interesting, I think. I don't think we've quite seen much of that.
Let's see how the comp is going to. Yep, not surprising.
Wall?
about half of a dive. Oh, ball. That's an
Please stay ball. Please stay ball. I know every time I've mentioned a pick before it's gone, it's been changed. Please, please, Alizu, I'm begging you, play ball. I love this character.
Looks like he's sticking it.
We still got 20 seconds on the clock, so I'm maybe a little scared, but at the same time, I'm definitely ready to see some G-Force.
But say no Juno, despite all the high ground on this map, so that's a little surprising.
I'm interested to see how this goes out. I like the Ana. I think that, like, as much as it might be hard to get to some of the high ground, having these sight lines is probably pretty powerful. And we're not getting it. Everybody hates me. Everybody hates me in the booth. We're gonna see the Winston though, which I do like. I think Winston's a very interesting character.
Looks like the die face up there for some reason.
Definitely real interesting. I think that we're gonna see a bit of a. I'm trying to understand this composition. We're gonna see Sojourn, who's not very well positioned right now, which is such a crazy thing. Because I feel like last semester, Sojourn was just a character that everyone was running.
Well, that was last semester. Lots of the game has changed.
I mean, granted, sure, but this much. I don't usually expect to see a character go from top 1 to top nothing. CSU trying to find a pick, but Ghostface is going to end up going down. Trading with Honest. I Really One takes a loss. However, this Honest in a real bad position, getting shredded by Muhiki here.
The Chaser doing some work. Oh, it looks like she needs to fall back now. With no recall there, that's a death.
Yep, that's the problem. These cooldowns are super, super important, and if you have to end up using one of them, I think using one of them to bait out the nade, you're not going to have it for a future interaction. CSU currently pushing the cart, forcing... I'm liking CSU here, where as much as Boston is able to control this high ground, they are forcing them to contest it. Where if they don't jump down and start playing the game, Boston is forced to effectively...
just in there. Yep, they're just diving. They're trying to dive and dive comp.
I mean, this is the game plan. This is what you want to do. That's going to be the Primal Rage from Captain Cookie. Super, super fast.
Taking out the Ana, so no sleep.
Not where you want to be as CSU. Losing access to that sleep is probably going to be pretty major, but at the same time, I think CSU is still
going for the supports in the dash.
I mean, I think that's what you got to do here. You got to just try and beat them to a pulp, because if those supports are alive, any interaction that you don't outright win is going to turn into a much stickier situation.
Looks like CSU starting to regroup. Yep, they're heading in the spawn to regroup.
CSU having access to the Nano. I could definitely see the Nano Monkey coming out right here and now.
Arguably, I'd save it for after he ults.
Fair enough. I think that that's probably a fair trade. But we're also going to see both teams having access to the Nano, which could be scary.
Oh, the Nano going out onto the Monkey.
There goes the Nano on the opposing team.
But the anti, so yeah, it's starting to run away, so there goes the Nano.
That was, I love that. I love using the cooldown to force it out. And then we're going to see Alizu popping it themselves. CSU immediately...
The Nano would be useful.
I mean, even at the same time, saving that Nano and getting to win this interaction without it could be very, very huge.
But yeah, just letting the passive heal trying to take over, but the enemy's going to be coming back soon. He's not going to be able to fight this much longer.
Dropping the shield bubble.
Up, he made it back to his team and is taking out their Ana.
There goes the Ana. Ana's super, super vulnerable once she doesn't have access to her nade. Like, she has no defensive capabilities.
No sleep, no nade, not much you can do.
No sleep, no nade, no problem.
And that's going to be the first third. Oh, never mind. The Tracer contested it just long enough for the Winston.
Trying to contest it for the last couple of seconds. CSU in a little bit of a scary situation. Having it on the overclock, however, that's going to be Captain Junior immediately doming this Sojourn. Trying to fight for it here.
And that's a Winston ult now. Okay.
Is that the Winston ult? I feel like Boston wants this to end here and now, but that's going to be 3 minutes on...
Yeah, I'm going to catch you.
I feel like the play here was just stick on the point like glue. As much as it's going to get you shredded, I think that you had to try and fight to just try and keep them off of the point.
Yeah, now we're about to go on the 3 ults while they have none.
Yeah, this is a real bad situation for Boston. Granted, I think that they have a couple of interactions to try and build these ultimate percentages up, but they're going into a rally. They're going into a Nano. They're going into a Primal Rage. This is not where you want to be whatsoever, because CSU just has so many resources at their disposal.
One person on point is moving slowly while everyone else is on the flank.
Puts a little bit of inevitability, albeit at a 4v5, it's a little bit scary. Having Junior trying to fight with this other Ashe. There goes the opposing Brig here. This could be major for CSU.
Coach coming into a wall, but hey,
Unfortunately, wall bangs are not in this game. CSU pushing a little bit further onto this overhang here. Depending on a little bit of a scramble situation.
looks like he's sold up. I think that's all.
Their Captain Junior goes downward to see a bunch of trading, but CSU is going to be pretty advantageous with it because they're going to take down the Brig as well alongside the Ana. Very, very huge for CSU without this.
Oh, now they have someone on fire. I was about to say.
They got someone on point, and I think the major thing here is like once those supports go down, you can really start making a lot of moves. But unfortunately, CSU is now at a little bit of a deficit when it comes to ultimate advantage. Maybe not the end of the world, however.
There's still Bob, and now there's going to be Pulse Bomb.
Bob and Pulse Bomb. We're going to see Captain Cookie here dropping the Primal immediately, trying to find something. They're going to find IOU1.
I wasn't able to handle it on the point. He gained it in the second third.
I think CSU able to take down the opposing Winston, continuing to push here. Ali's going to hit with the nade, which is not what you want to see, but at the same time able to push a little bit further.
Going in without full health, pretty bold.
I mean, bold, but at the same time, if you do have that dome, you can do a lot, especially if the Winston isn't there.
Yeah, him being inside on the sideline, they keep him alive.
IOU1 eating a Pulse Bomb, unfortunately.
Now Winston's doing the same thing, trying to push us.
Ghostface going down, a little bit scary.
Oh, our Pulse Bomb.
Never mind, gonna find 2 of it. Muhuki gonna find 2 off the Pulse Bomb and 2 incredibly valuable picks.
Now let's see if they can take advantage of this before they respawn.
Maybe a little bit, like this is last point. These respawns are gonna happen real fast. Muhuki in the middle of the backline harassing this Ashe here. Fortunately not gonna be able to find the kill, but gonna force them out of position.
Beyond points, Halo zooming.
Muhuki playing a little bit of Metal Gear Solid, chasing out this Ashe once again. And oh my goodness, chasing this Ashe directly into Alizu's hands!
That's Ana, not Ashe.
Oh, Ana. I see 2 sniper rifles and the characters with the A in their names. I have no idea. That's gonna be Alizu getting the Nano Monkey, shredding the last little bit of health here.
Chasing him down, not letting him get away not for 1 second.
That shield is not gonna save you as Alizu begins to shred through the entirety of Boston.
Bob in the back line, not doing much though.
He's doing something, but it's not much.
2 on point, Bob. The monkey just keeps them out in their spawn. It's enough.
It's gonna be a counter Nano Monkey coming in after we lose our ultimate, but it's not gonna be enough with CSU pushing to the final point here with
1
a minute.
8 seconds.
Pretty impressive. I feel like CSU played at a pretty heavy advantage throughout most of the round. And I'm interested to see how they change on defense.
Initiating match.
Let's see. We gotta see dive versus dive again, or they gotta change it up?
I feel like if anybody's going to change here, it's probably going to be Boston. CSU felt pretty, as much as they did lose a couple of team fights, they felt extremely strong in the dive v dive. And if Boston doesn't figure out what they're doing a little bit more, like they have to find how to beat CSU. The onus of victory is on them. And if they can't pierce through CSU, it's over.
Yeah, it looks like Boston's still going dive into their dive, but this time choosing an echo.
I don't hate the Echo. As we were talking about earlier, she has a lot of vertical mobility alongside the ability to sort of make high ground on her own by that hover.
As well as only two people are able to deal with it, both being Ana and Ashe. So, but usually Ana will want to focus on supporting the tank. So it'll probably just be up to Ashe to deal with that Echo.
I mean, I've seen what Captain Junior does to Echoes, and I'm a little scared for honest here.
Well, let's see how fast they swap. And if that's the case, oh, maybe they. Yep.
Speaking of swapping,
they didn't even test it.
I see the teleporter coming up, just trying to immediately get into the back line.
TP behind him. Did it go off? Yes, it did.
I think it did. CSU maybe seeing it.
Oh, but their Winston is kind of up there.
There he goes, just immediately shredded, getting the tank out of the picture here.
Both the supports are alone in the back line. That's not a very good position. Oh wait, never mind. It looks like their Symmetra's also trying to keep up.
Symmetra's trying to keep up, but the rest of CSU is trying to follow in after them. It's be a Nano coming down, hitting Muhiki and Alizu, but unfortunately that's not going to save the Ana.
See, no one's on point, so Trace is slowly trying to get a little bit of progress in. But it doesn't go unnoticed.
CSU going to take a little bit of a defensive slant here. Pretty much just playing the same thing they were doing a little bit earlier.
Winston going down early again.
I feel like this Winston's got to think a little bit more before jumping
Trace
in.
is back capping behind our Winston.
Ouch, that's going to be a little bit of shenanigans, but unfortunately for Boston, that's going to be Alizu immediately jumping onto the point, noticing it as soon as we mentioned it, it feels.
As well as the fact that they had three of us all the way on high ground, so it's not like it was completely unknown.
I mean, it isn't a mystery, but...
Speaking of,
There goes the pulse bomb, taking out the Brig. It feels like Brig has just been a magnet for pulse bombs this game. And that's the... Ouch. This Winston can't be feeling good.
Brig is a decent target for a one-shot. If you let Brig get out of control, then she'll just keep her entire team alive while wrecking yours.
Absolutely, and I don't know, unless you're able to kind of know that it's coming, I don't think you have a ton of options to counter pulse bomb unless you can just dash out of the way.
Yeah, if you're not some character with damage reduction or invincibility, you ain't doing nothing.
Pray that Suzu saves you, I guess, but there's no Kiriko here.
No Kiriko, no back piece or mortality field.
Yeah, it's not the best for
The
the
sleep
Brig.
on the nano monkey.
Definitely
But he's
super,
awakened.
super valuable, but he's super, super low. There goes Captain Cookie. Ghostface going down, but trading with the Brig.
They gain more progress on the point.
Honest goes down. This Tracer's been real good at just getting behind people and trying to cap here.
Yeah, slowly but surely, that's her game plan. Slowly but surely, she'll win the race.
I mean, I don't know if a Tracer alone is going to be able to beat the rest of CSU.
Definitely not. The second she gets to know, she has to leave or gets to leave.
Yeah, that's not exactly a win condition, but it is inevitability, which I think Boston really needs right now. They need to be able to split CSU's attention, because if they're just trying to run this the way that they've been running it, it might not work out well for them.
Yeah, with Winston going for multiple targets, he wasn't able to do much with that primal rage.
Unfortunate for Boston, however, CSU continuing to hold very, very strong. That's because currently trying to chase down Ghostface.
He can get a couple. Looks like they're snowballing into the third point.
It's going to be a triple from this Winston. Honest going down. Unfortunately, CSU had a little bit of a disadvantage from that triple.
Yeah, it looks like they might be able to get first point from that fight.
That's probably going to be it.
Unless
for the first
somehow
point.
Bob can somehow show up out of nowhere.
He's got to do something.
I don't think Bob's gonna make it though. Yeah, nope, that's first point.
That's going to be first point, giving them a little bit more time here, but at the same time, I think CSU is still at a very powerful position. They're clearly able to chew through a lot of what Boston wants to do, and unless they're able to push to the end...
That's correct, but Boston certainly is trying to keep this momentum with that Winston up front.
Yep, they're trying to keep him rolling, although this Winston feels like he's getting shredded pretty aggressively. With CSU currently, we see a little bit of a monkey fight up here on the overhang.
Tracer on the windowsill.
Both Tracers are up here as well.
Yeah, Tracer just hiding on the windowsill, going in.
Super, super low on that Captain Cookie here.
Captain
Probably has to
Cookie
jump out.
Just barely able to live thanks to the supports. Oh, but the Tracer's trying to pick off.
I feel like these supports are doing, like, they are currently in the ICU trying to save this monkey.
They are working overtime, keeping him alive.
I don't think I've ever seen better veterinarians.
Okay.
However, at the same time, CSU is putting a lot of hurt on their back line. Both Brigs are going down. Sleep goes on Alizu in the bubble.
Again, just slowly capturing the point. No, it's the Ash this time, but still though, slowly but surely, they're getting the progress.
They're getting that progress, but they're also taking some pretty heavy losses. And the closer they get to CSU's spawn, the worse that's going to get for them.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Yeah, but still though, there's still someone on point that's not feeling contested.
It's definitely not where you want to be. It's a level of inevitability, but at the same time,
Like it's Winston's doing his job, just keeping them off point.
that's gonna be the other Winston going down here. CSU has access to Bob and the Nano.
Excuse if you hear some noises.
We've got a special guest with us tonight. CSU continuing to try and hold. We're gonna see Muhiki and Alizu currently up top here.
The Tracer behind the Winston. He didn't know he was there though. Oh. Okay. I don't know.
So Muhiki in the back line trying to get some percentage here. Immediately dip in the moment you're in danger, which is a huge power of Tracer. Really can just immediately leave the moment something gets tricky. It's gonna be Captain Junior going down, unfortunately. Opponent's the Ash is going to go down, but that's going to mean Ghostface is going down as well. But however, that's the Tracer. Both DPS for Boston are down and
On
out.
the tank, but he's still contesting, so they aren't getting any progress.
That positioning, very, very major. Alizu on 77% could potentially get access to the Primal here.
Primal Rage is coming in, but into their Nano is... Oh, never mind. The Nano is dead.
There goes Alizu, but unfortunately for Boston, the CSU is still trying to fight. Muhiki playing that game that's previously played by the opposing Tracer, just sort of sticking on the point. Been a little bit sticky here.
I didn't know it was... I forgot.
It's going to be Captain Cookie going down, but CSU continue to hold the point. 7 seconds on the clock, and they're going to either have to get some real overtime advantage, or that's going to be it for Boston.
Tracer going in. She's got the Nano. Can she make a play?
Tracer with Nano trying to make it desperate.
Is it enough, though?
50 health. Bomb goes on, and that's going to be Captain Junior sniping her off of the point.
But their team is slowly trickling in.
They're rotated back in. Let's see if they can make it happen.
They got a kill, but is it enough? Oh, they touched in time. Primal Rage coming out.
Captain Cookie popping the Primal. He gets access to the Pulse Bomb, but unfortunately it's not enough to kill a fully charged Monkey. There goes Captain Cookie, and this could be major for CSU as CSU wins the round. And that's going to be CSU at 2-0. I'm excited to see what's the next round. Let's see who's the play of the game for this. Let's see.
Play of the game.
It's Alizu, of course. Alrighty, we're gonna see. Even with the Nano, like once you got that huge health pool, sure you can't heal, but is that really gonna stop you?
Not much can, unless your entire team focuses you.
Exactly. We will be back in just a moment in order to play this third game, which is going to be CSU's game point. Alrighty then, we are back. Apologies for that long delay. We had a couple of things to handle, including a sub from Boston using Orbit come in here for Push. Now Push is always an interesting map. It's something that I think is relatively...
It can be difficult. A single team fight can swing the entire game.
It's a game that's very momentum focused, and I think that I'm getting thrown off. It's not the end of the world. Sorry, we got a little bit of a friend in the booth right now. What do you think CSU? Do you think CSU is just going to run what they've been running, or what do you think they're going to do for
It's
this?
Push. So yeah, like I said, a single team fight can determine the entire game to die. It can be really effective. Anyone else like can pick Malga IRL.
Immediately that's chat. Immediately rejected from Time Monster in the booth.
The single mention of the Samoan man gets chat hidden.
I mean, look, you were making fun of him earlier.
I said you was more.
I mean, we're talking about a game that's supposed to be balanced, that kind of constitutes an insult. We're gonna see the. I do like the bit of the mind game of mentioning Malga and then running the Ramatra here. Not sure if it's gonna really change anything, but at the same time, I'm a fan of it. I see a little bit of the interaction here. CSU immediately going into this team fight, trying to get some major damage on some Orbit, taking some serious hits. This is a very powerful position here. The eating the jump is pretty major here. It forces Winston to stay in an engagement that he really doesn't want to be in. We're going to see CSU not be able to take it. They are going to be able to take it. I keep thinking CSU is blue. That is unfortunately us. We are in the red team right now. CSU losing out on Captain Junior, but trading with Honest here. Captain Cookie is real low here. Another robot's right here to start beating down this monkey. Seeing the evolution of technology in motion as Alizu begins. Oh, he's got a little bit of a feline buddy here trying to unplug the screen. But you can't. Okay, sure. We're gonna see the Muhiki, and we miss Muhiki dropping the orbital laser, unfortunately. We're able to get the kill on the rig. As CSU begins to just continue their offense here.
Got the first point.
They've got access to the forward spawn, and they're putting some serious work on them. Ghostface and Alizu about to have the ultimate, alongside Ghostface currently having it. Alizu having the ultimate, and Ghostface about to get it. Do very similar things, and if you use them at the same time, they might be able to shred you nothing at all.
I don't remember what song this is.
The over. It is called overclock.
Yes.
The overclock is a little bit scary, but at the same time, that overclock has lost a lot of its damage. I don't think Sojourn can one tap anymore. Not even close from Time Monster. I mean, I liked it. I thought Sojourn was a cool character.
She was very cool, which is very annoying.
Fair enough. Cycle in general, when you see Alizu being a little bit pressured by this Winston that they need to start trying to walk back the robot. The thing about Push is that even once you've taken control, you still have to get it back to where your wall is. So the more points that you have and the more points your opponents have, the harder it is to... Can you not unplug our wires? Thank you. The harder that it is to start making more progress. We're like, yeah, we're going to see some push from Boston here. But at the same time, CSU, once they're able to retake this, they're really going to have to put a lot of work in.
Especially since push, only one person needs to be on the objectives.
A bit dangerous for CSU here. They're going to be facing down 4 separate ultimates. The Orbit's going to draft the Orbital Laser here. CSU is going to try and recontest it. Triforce goes down. The Alongside Captain Cookie. It's going to be CSU's fight to lose. CSU trying to find him. He's trying to keep everybody alive. There goes the Orbital Laser onto Alizu. Alongside the Speed Ring, trying to get some damage in. Alongside speeding up the rest of the party. Rolling in with somebody having to stay back here to try and keep that robot rolling. Never mind, actually. I didn't know the robots up front.
This ends now.
Absolutely, having that additional space makes it a lot easier. And now that there's a little bit of time on the board for Bossman, it's going to be harder for them to start running back and starting to gain more points without CSU being able to play the game as well.
Yeah, speaking of leeway, the Lamancha is trying to keep the space that they have.
It's very, very powerful. We're going to see Ghostface holding onto that ultimate.
Apologies for the sound.
We got a little bit of a friend here. CSU continuing to hold over, losing access to the robot. We're going to see CSU continuing to fight for it. Here he comes down for around the orbit here. The monkey jumping in, trying to chase down. It's Captain Junior with the bars. Now he's trying to punch down this Juno. Extremely low health. There she goes. Getting her out of the game makes it a lot easier for CSU to run a lot more of their offense. Ghostface currently trying to beam down this monkey with a little bit of ice. And that's going to be Captain Cookie going down and CSU Yep. She's a back. Like, every other character in this composition is going to be pretty difficult. Yeah, I mean, yeah, frankly, if you can get a lot of value from close on in the big, and like you do, and it's pretty easy to do it. And even frankly, Shield Bash is something that you need to know that you need in the first place. It's the Blizzard coming down from Ghostface, pushing down Captain Cookie. I feel like this Winston might be a little bit overzealous. I feel like he's jumping in without his team.
Dive tank without dive tank. It's not very much damage.
It's interesting, but at the same time, I like the idea of trying to pin people, but at the same time, I think if Sojourn was still good, I think this could be a lot of fight. We see you absolutely like every time I mention Orbital Laser, that opens incredibly dominant. Options, and we are too.
As you can probably hear, our little friends also taking initial in the game.
Currently, the most important person in the booth is going to be this little guy right here. Thank you. Oh my goodness, are you okay? And CSU, we were distracted by the cat. And very distracted. We're sorry for that one, but not much that we can do. That's gonna be Mookie's. Ooh, I want to see this. I want to see this play the game. And Mookie running in with the missiles here, trying to get some value, and just working to see CSU. Like, I think CSU really played this very, very well. They were really able to put a lot of hurt on Austin.
No, you cannot interview the cat.
Not putting him on blast.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be right back with either an interview or with the next game. Currently running on the second channel. This is Overwatch White. Currently is facing off against the Redbirds. We will see that in just a moment, so stay tuned.
See you later.
spot. Hi, thank you so much for joining us. I am Psychic here with Muhiki, alongside the little rascal who's been interrupting the cast the entire day. Muhiki, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So I was here to watch you entirely mop the floor with Boston. How do you feel? How are you feeling about that match?
Pretty good. I mean, it wasn't too bad.
We can't do this. We cannot do this.
We got her on camera.
Oh, are you okay?
That's enough. You good?
All right.
All right, wonderful. How are you feeling about that match, and what were you feeling during it?
I mean, I think it went pretty good. I mean, we 3-0'd.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know, we whipped out something that we've only gotten to practice once, which is like me on Tracer and Lexi on Ana. So
I think y'all
I
played
think
that
it turned
very,
out
very
pretty
well.
well.
How does your with that change? I feel like it might be a little bit hard to like break the muscle memory of playing a flex support. What is going through your mind when you have to switch between one character to another or one role to another?
I mean, honestly, I kind of just see it the same as like swapping characters in different comps. Like if I was playing BAP in one comp or Ana in another, it's just, I don't know, just another character with a different job.
I see. Now, I want to ask you a quick question. Why do you pair the Ana Brig or the Ana Juno with the Ramatra? What's your... Ana Brig specifically, I apologize. What makes you want to run that composition, and what really makes it tick?
I wanted to play it against the Winston specifically because I felt like majority of the time our game plan was just shoot their Winston. Like their Winston was honestly just feeding.
Yeah,
So,
we noticed that one.
We just wanted to shoot their Winston. I figured if I just swapped to Ana, it'd be better to live. I can anti him, I can sleep him, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Makes a lot of sense. Juno. Well, how do you feel about Orbital Ray? Does it need to be nerfed?
I think it does a little bit. I think people are starting to play against it a bit better now, but I don't know. It's pretty strong. I think that if the other team puts themselves in a bad situation, then they kind of deserve getting like the full punishment from the ultimate, but
Fair.
I think it could use a little bit of a nerf.
Fair enough. Well, I've been Psychic here with Muhiki. We're so sorry for not really doing much with your final game. We had a little bit of trouble here. I don't know where she is, but she was definitely having a little bit of fun. Thank you so much for joining us. If you look over on the second channel, we will be right back with Overwatch White's game against the Redbirds. I've been Psychic, and I will see you over there. Take care.